I remember the very beginnings of that ill-fated holiday disaster, tracing all the way back to the spring of 2025, around April or May, when the world was buzzing with post-winter energy cherry blossoms blooming early due to that weird warm spell we had, and everyone talking about the latest tech gadgets at work. I was 28, grinding through my days as a software engineer at this and coming firm in downtown Seattle, fixing bugs in AI-driven apps that helped with everything from traffic prediction to personalized shopping. The job paid well enough, about $120K a year after my recent raise, but it came with those soul-sucking all-nighters when deadlines loomed. My family, scattered across the Pacific Northwest, was this patchwork quilt of personalities that somehow stayed stitched together, mostly out of habit and shared history. Mom, 64, was retired from teaching elementary school and spent her days volunteering at the local community garden, always with a fresh batch of zucchini bread for anyone who visited. Dad, 66, had semi-retired from his construction gig but still consulted on projects, tinkering in his garage workshop on vintage motorcycles that roared like thunder when he fired them up. My older sister Claire, now 32, was the epitome of suburban perfection, married to Jack, a mid-level manager at a renewable energy company, with their 2 kids, Lily turning 6 in June and little Max at 4, living in a McMansion in Portland, with a white SUV in the driveway and a backyard playset that cost more than my first car. Then there was my younger brother Tim, 25. The perpetual nomad had just quit his barista job at a hipster coffee chain to pursue music full-time, which meant gigging at open mics and crashing on friends' couches while dating a revolving door of aspiring influencers. Add in Uncle Bob and Aunt Sue from Spokane, cousin Jenna, who's always traveling for her sales job, and a few others, and you had our extended tribe boisterous gatherings filled with inside jokes, but also those simmering undercurrents of jealousy, old slights, and unspoken expectations. I'd always position myself as the glue guy, the mediator who diffused blow-ups with sarcasm or by footing the bill for pizza during tense times. Looking back, I regret how deeply I internalized that role, curiosity forever poking at me. Could I really hold this dysfunctional unit together with sheer willpower? Suspense always hung in the air during family calls, wondering if the next argument would be the one that unraveled us for good. The chalet concept didn't spring fully formed, it germinated slowly through those casual family texts and calls over the summer. We'd been swapping stories about past holidays. Remember that epic snowball fight in 15, when Tim nailed Dad with a perfect shot? Or the 20 Zoom Christmas during the pandemic lockdowns, where we all wore ugly sweaters and pretended it was normal? But gripes started slipping in, Claire venting about how Mom's aging house felt too cluttered with toys and tantrums. Dad complaining about the rising utility bills from hosting a crowd in winter. Tim half-heartedly mentioning he might do his own thing this year with his bandmates. It was during one of those messy group video calls in late September, kids interrupting, connections lagging, that I floated the idea tentatively at first. What if we leveled up this Christmas? Rent a legit chalet in the mountains, fresh powder for skiing. A massive lodge with room for everyone. No one stuck on a pull-out couch. The response was immediate and enthusiastic. Mom's face brightened on screen. That sounds absolutely enchanting, like something out of a storybook. Oh my God. The photo ops. Tim grinned. If there's a fireplace for chilling and maybe some nearby slopes for snowboarding, count me in. Bro. Dad, ever pragmatic, scratched his beard. Could be a nice change, as long as we don't break the bank. Suspense electrified me in that moment. What if this extravagant plan actually bridged our gaps? Turned petty squabbles into shared adventures? I'd been licking my wounds from a breakup with my ex, Sarah, back in early 25. She'd left for a job in New York, citing my workaholic tendencies. So I was flying solo. No ties holding me back. My savings had swelled to about $25K from overtime gigs and smart investments in green tech stocks that boomed after the 2025 energy bill passed. Curiosity propelled me forward late evenings after work. I'd hunker down with my laptop, a cold beer in hand, scouring sites like Airbnb, VRBO, and even some new VR tour apps that let you walk through properties virtually. I compared dozens cabins in Aspen too ritzy, ones in Tahoe too remote, dreaming of us all gathered around a feast, toasting to better times. By mid-October, after weeks of obsessive research that cut into my sleep and gym time, I'd zeroed in on the ideal spot, a luxurious timber-framed chalet nestled in the heart of the Rocky Mountains near Breckenridge, Colorado. It was a beast 6,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms with en-suite baths, a chef's kitchen stocked with high-end appliances, a home theater for movie nights, a billiards room, and an expansive deck with a bubbling hot tub overlooking snow-capped peaks that glowed pink at sunset. It could host up to 18 people, with extras like a sauna and ski out access to nearby trails. The photos screamed opulence, vaulted ceilings with exposed beams, a stone fireplace big enough to stand in, and floor-to-ceiling windows framing evergreen forests dusted in white. The downside, a whopping $8,000 for the 7-night rental over Christmas week, including all fees, taxes, and a mandatory insurance deposit. It stung my wallet hard. I'd have to dip deep into savings, postponing that dream of buying a condo in the city. But I told myself it was an investment in family bonds, something we'd talk about for years. Regret whispers, now why didn't I float the price tag first? Gauge real interest. Instead, on a crisp autumn night, I sat cross-legged on my couch, heart thumping like a bass drum, entering my card details on the secure site. The confirmation email pinged, booked solid, non-refundable after November 1st. Elation surged. I screenshotted the listing and blasted it to the family chat. Boom! The flood of replies was intoxicating. Heart emojis from Mom. Claire's all caps. You're the MVP. Dad's simple. Thanks. Son looks top-notch. For the following weeks, the buzz was non-stop brainstorming menus, Mom's famous lasagna, Claire's gluten-free desserts, gift ideas, a family puzzle, or custom ornaments, even coordinating outfits for a group photo. I took the reins on logistics, arranging airport shuttles for flyers, pre-ordering firewood and a fresh-cut tree delivery, researching pet-friendly policies in case cousin Jenna brought her dog. Work piled on with a big project rollout, but I'd sneak glances at the chalet's webcam feed during breaks, watching snow accumulate, curiosity swelling. Would this erase the old family dramas? Like the blowout at Claire's wedding in 23, when Tim showed up late and hungover. Thanksgiving served as a promising preview. Or so I thought. We converged at Mom and Dad's house in late November, the air thick with aromas of roasted turkey, cranberry sauce, and that new pumpkin spice latte variant everyone was raving about in 2025. The table groaned under the weight of dishes, and conversation flowed easily at first work updates. Kids' milestones, Lily starting kindergarten, Max's obsession with dinosaur robots. I pulled out my phone during pie time. Feast your eyes on this, our chalet HQ. Hot tub for après-ski soaks. Game room for epic tournaments. Who's up for pool? The room erupted in cheers. Claire hugged me. This is going to be legendary. The kids can't stop talking about snow angels. Tim fist bumped. Bro, you're killing it. Maybe we hit some live music spots nearby. Even Uncle Bob, video calling in, grunted approval. Sounds better than freezing my ass off here. But amid the warmth, subtle shadows loomed. Jack mentioning his parents. Traditional Vermont gathering pulling at them. Tim evasive about committing with Mia. She's got family drama of her own. Aunt Sue hinting at travel costs amid the recent airline strikes. I dismissed it as minor static, regretting later how I didn't probe deeper. Post-dinner, I even surprised everyone with custom Chalet keychains ID, ordered online little wooden cabins engraved with our names. To new traditions were they as all-in as they seemed. December dawned with a blanket of early snow in the city, mirroring my mounting excitement and anxiety. I dove into final preps, coordinated a grocery delivery service to stock the pantry with essentials, organic turkeys from that new lab-grown meat trend, vegan alternatives for Tim's latest phase, cases of wine and craft beers from local 2025 breweries. I budgeted extras $400 for ski lift tickets as a group gift, $150 for board games and puzzles to fill downtime. Emails from the rental host piled in check-in instructions. House rules: no smoking. Quiet hours after 10 p.m., and I forwarded them diligently to the chat. But responses slowed my "who's driving what?" query got crickets for days. Drama began bubbling subtly, a call from Claire mid-month while I was debugging code at work. "Hey, about the trip, Jack's boss is hinting at a year-end crunch. Might have to bail early." I paused my typing. "That's fine. Join when you can, the place is ours all week." But her tone shifted. "And the kids? School winter program is the 22nd now. Rescheduled due to that teacher strike." Suspense tightened, excuses stacking. Regret for not demanding RSVP with deposits. Then Tim's text. "Mia wants a low-key thing, maybe just us, in a cabin somewhere smaller." My reply. "But the chalet's perfect for that," peeked at Claire's Instagram stories. Saw vague posts about holiday decisions weighing heavy, with prayer hands emojis. "What decisions?" Dad called next. Voice gravelly. "Son, this mountain drive with the blizzards hitting early this year. Per the news. And gas prices up after that oil pipeline glitch." I reassured. "I've got snow chains. Shuttles booked, it's handled." But the knot in my stomach grew. The unraveling hit full force 10 days before Christmas. On a blustery Wednesday evening, I was home, wrapping presents in festive paper, personalized mugs for everyone, etched with inside jokes, holiday jazz crooning in the background, when my phone vibrated, insistently incoming group video call. Answering, the screen split into familiar faces, but expressions were somber, like a virtual intervention. Mom started softly. "Honey, we've all been talking." My heart plummeted. Claire jumped in. The chalet idea was amazing. But practically, with the weather alerts and everything, Tim, and costs piling up, flights doubled since that airline merger. "Dad, we've decided to pivot, keep it local at our place. Simpler, cheaper." I stared. "Gifts forgotten. Pivot." I shelled out $8,000 non-refundable. Claire. "We appreciate it. Truly, but Jack's family invited us to Vermont. Their cabin's free. No travel hassles." "Free?" Drama ignited like a powder keg. I felt my face flush. "So you're trading up and leaving me out?" After all the planning. Voices clashed. Tim defensive. "Well, chip in some cash." "Relax." Mom pleading. "Don't fight, it's for the best." Revelations. Pod Thade formed a separate chat weeks ago, debating feasibility. Claire confessed. "Your chalet's dreamy, but with toddlers, altitude sickness risks. And you're flexible. No dependence." The single dig cut deep. Suspense had built to this betrayal explosion. Arguments raged for 45 minutes. Me demanding accountability. Them deflecting with logistics. I ended the call abruptly. Screen going black, leaving me in stunned silence. That night, alone in my dimly lit apartment, flashbacks assaulted like ghosts, childhood memories of me mediating sibling fights over Christmas toys, high school, when I worked holidays to buy family gifts while they lounged college, sending care packages home despite tight budgets. Regret crashed over me for the financial hit. Sure, that $8,000 could've funded a backpacking trip through Europe or boosted my 401k amid the 2025 market volatility. But more profoundly, regretting years of uneven emotional labor. Always the giver in a family of takers. Curiosity tormented what fueled their ingratitude. Old sibling rivalries, like Claire's resentment over my easy career paths, or Tim's jealousy of my stability. Dad's frugality clashing with my generosity. I poured a whiskey, called my pal Mike. They uninvited me from the trip I paid for, can you believe? He commiserated. Screw M, take the chalet solo. Tempting, but logistics nixed it. I couldn't swing the travel alone on short notice. Suspense lingered post-call would remorse hit them. A turnaround. Sparse texts trickled moms. We love you anyway. Claire's. Sorry for the mix-up, Vermont's open invite. Mix-up. I cancelled add-ons furiously, grocery deliveries refunded partially. But the call lost stung. Drama amplified online my subtle Insta post of a lone ornament captioned. Solo season. Drew family likes but no comments. Then Aunt Sue's DM. Heard the drama hang in there. Christmas Eve and day unfolded in surreal isolation, woke to an empty apartment. No scent of cinnamon rolls or excited chatter. I brewed coffee, scrolled news about the latest Mars mission updates to distract, then ordered Thai takeout instead of turkey. Binge-watched that new sci-fi series on Netflix. But thoughts wandered to their Vermont gathering. Were they toasting without me? Social media confirmed Claire's posts of cozy firesides. Kids unwrapping gifts. Captions like, "Blessed family time. No tag for me." Heartache mingled with a budding liberation. Regret for trusting blindly persisted. But curiosity sparked introspection therapy sessions. Starting January unpacked my rescuer complex, tied to Dad's long work hours, leaving me as the responsible kid. Family overtures came gradually, New Year's texts wishing well. Mom's February visit with homemade cookies and awkward apologies. We didn't think it hurt this much. Drama in those reconnections, Claire's emotional call in March. You're isolating us, come back. Boundaries, now no more one-way streets. Tim resurfaced in April with a half-hearted, "My bad. Bro, be us soon." We're polite now, group chats for birthdays. No deep dives. At 29 today. Life's reframed beautifully. Landed a senior engineer role with a 20% bump. Traveled to Iceland solo in summer, northern lights beating any chalet view. Last Christmas. Hosted a Misfits potluck with work friends and neighbors, laughter genuine. No drama. Curiosity about their holiday, a quick social peek showed Vermont redux. But comments hinted at tensions. Tim bailed last minute. Regret softens to lessons, generosity thrives with reciprocity. Family bonds evolve or dissolve. This saga's mine long. Layered. Raw. If it echoes yours. Share, we're all navigating these twists. Diving even deeper. Let's unpack the family dynamics that set the stage. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. Our house was holiday central, Dad hauling in real trees that shed needles everywhere. Mom orchestrating cookie decorating marathons with sprinkles flying. But inequalities festered. Claire, as firstborn, got new clothes and lessons. Tim, the baby, endless leniency. Me, middle child, praised for self-sufficiency but often overlooked. Regret swallowing frustrations. Like when I mowed lawns at 14 to buy my own bike while they got handouts. Curiosity wondered, am I invisible unless useful? Chalet specifics amplified the fallout breakdown. $5 $500 base rent. $1 $200 fees. $1 $300 taxes/insurance. I sacrificed, cancelled a gaming convention ticket. 8 budget meals. Planning emails, ignored my room assignments. Query unanswered. Signs piled. Claire's weather apps predicting storms scary. Tim's mere allergic to pine. Half jokes masking bailouts. Post uninvitation. Financial recovery meant freelance coding weekends, built apps for small biz. Emotional toll, sleepless nights journaling. Why me? Therapy revealed patterns echoing Dad's absences. making me overcompensate. Families, reunions, attempt awkward June BBQ at their steaks grilling. But conversations stilted. Claire, we undervalued your effort. Too little. Late. Suspense in my response. Appreciate the word's actions next. Flashbacks endure that booking adrenaline. Group cheers. But transformation overshadows new hobbies like rock climbing. Solid friend circle. Curiosity fuels, will they invite me fully next? Doubtful crafting my pass. Stories like this. Catalysts for change, yours unfolding.